Arcade Perfect by Arse. Right, okay, welcome to another Arcade Perfect My Arse, and this week I'm taking a look at Congo Bongo. Now I have to admit, I actually thought I'd done this one a long time ago, but having done a search, it doesn't appear I have. So anyway, Congo Bongo, yeah, it's a very, very early game. It was released by Sega, them what did Outrun and what have you. This was released in 1983. It's not a game that many people really talk about. You never hear anyone sort of saying, "Oh, I loved Congo Bongo." But you know what? It was an early game, and it's certainly got its place in the sort of video game Hall of Fame, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, yeah, this is the arcade one. Now the idea is to make your way from the bottom of the screen up to the top to where, I don't even know what the name of it is, the monkey, we'll call it monkey, where the monkey resides. Now, it's not a game that I'm particularly fond of. I've only really played it a couple of times. And you can see, well, once it starts again, you get a little intro. We're going to call him Donkey Kong. He comes along and sets the guy's arse on fire. Yeah, it's I know what you're thinking. It's very, very similar to Donkey Kong. It's actually interesting to hear what the history of the game was. I mean, you can see there, instead of barrels, it's coconuts. You know, you're trying to get from the bottom of the screen to the top against a monkey. So I would imagine that this is obviously Sega had seen the success of Nintendo's Donkey Kong and thought, let's go one better, we'll make it pseudo 3D. It's because it's pseudo 3D, like games, other games like that, like Crystal Castles, what's the other one I was going to say, I can't even remember the name of it. Yeah, games like that, yeah, Cuba, that's what I was going to say. Games that use a sort of pseudo 3D engine, I always find can be quite difficult to actually play because it's not always easy to sort of see where the position of your character is. Well, there we go, level 2 at last. Now, okay, yeah, I've just compared this game with Donkey Kong. This level is absolutely nothing like Donkey Kong, so maybe I'm talking complete bollocks, I don't know. So yeah, I'm trying to obviously get to, I don't even know what the idea behind the game is. There doesn't appear to be a fair maiden to rescue, anything like that. I'm really not too sure. Anyway, let's stick, I don't know why I'm putting my name in, because as soon as I put it in, I'm just going to switch it off and move on. There we go, right. There we go, number 1 in the world. Right, let's take a look at some home versions. Now, yeah, C64. There was actually 2 versions released for the Commodore 64. Both were released by US Gold, and both were programmed by Sega, I think it was. Now, this one came out in 1983. Now, they've kind of turned the screen on its side. I mean, you can see there it's more sort of left to right, whereas the yeah, it's a slightly different viewpoint from the arcade. Now, immediately it screams pixelated sprites, expanded sprite central. I mean, if you look at the movement, God, I mean, you're almost as big as the monkey. Now, I don't know what he's throwing down. It looks like he's throwing some sort of, I don't know, frisbee or something. Or is that a rugby ball, possibly? Purple rugby ball? I don't know. Yeah, look at the animation on the monkeys. I think there's something like, is there even 2 frames? Now, some of the early C64 games, they just utilised the inbuilt font, which I always think made games look really really quite nasty. Yeah, there appears to be 2 frames of animation in the monkeys. And the character you play some intrepid explorer. As like I said, it is extremely expanded sprite. But you actually look bigger than the monkey. Alright, let's see what level 2 looks like. Well, I'm glad to see the little monkeys enjoying a little barbecue at the top of the screen there. Or not at the top of the screen, at the right hand side of the screen. Yeah, they've changed the viewpoint. I'm assuming because the Commodore 64 screen is kind of landscape rather than vertical, it kind of makes more sense to kind of have it this way. But yeah, the graphics are a bit... I mean, look at the graphics for it. Is that meant to be a hippopotamus or something? There's absolutely no animation to speak of. And look at that expanded sprite angel. Anyway, yeah, that's a 1983 one. Now, moving on. That's a nice title screen. Again, this was programmed, or it wasn't programmed, it was released, I think it was programmed by Sega, and it was released by US Gold. This came out in 1985. Now, I know it says 1983 there, but I think that means because it's arcade. The arcade one came out in 83. Now, I was going to say, why would they release the same game 2 years later? I'm guessing it's because they realised that the original one was absolutely diabolical. This one looks a lot more like the arcade. The graphics are really, really nice. No, it looks more like Donkey Kong or whatever he's called. Yeah, he looks more like a big giant cuddly teddy bear. Glad to see the wee monkeys have got some animation in them. They actually look okay. And even your little character looks alright. And at least the coconuts look like coconuts. But again, because it's isometric, it can be quite tricky to actually sort of see exactly where you're supposed to be. Now these monkeys, they just kind of hinder you. They grab onto you and they sort of slow you down a wee, but they don't actually kill you. But what a difference. If I didn't know differently, I would have said, if somebody had told me that this was a modern remake on Congo Bongo, I'd have probably believed them. It does look like a modern take on an old game. Come on, let's see if we can get to level 2. Yeah, even the graphics are like the palm trees and that are really nice. It's a really, really detailed looking game. And look at the little monkeys smiling away there with their big happy yellow faces. They look sad when they run, and when they stop they smile. Oh, that was bloody lucky. That was poor sprite detection, I think, there. Yeah, some nice sprite graphics going on. Some nice animation as well. Even the hippopotamus actually looks like a hippopotamus. Well, that was jolly easy. I just noticed it says loading next screen, so was this a kind of multi-load possibly? I don't know what exactly are these blue things. I don't know what they're supposed to be. Well, that was easy as well. I'm absolutely tearing through this game. Ah, so it looks like this level here was the second level on the original version. So I don't know whether they've just changed the order or whether the original version only maybe had 2 levels possibly, don't know. like the little kind of bongo drum background music. Oof. Congratulations, right? I'm assuming that's it. Yeah, it must be. That must be the last level. Don't know how many the arcade have, but anyway. So that is the C64, the 1985 version. Now from 1985 to 2600. This is the Atari 2600, or if you're in the UK, the VCS. Now, as you would expect, it's somewhat sparse compared to other versions. The graphics are always a lot cruder looking. There doesn't appear to be any kind of monkeys or anything at all. You've got oh, there we go. Talk about it and he shall arrive. We've got one monkey running about there. And it actually looks like it's got more animation than the original C64 one. I have no idea what happened there. It looks like the monkey at the top's been on the Red Bull. It's going absolutely mental. Animation for the little guy that you play actually is not bad. You need to remember, I think the 2600 something had something like 4K of memory. So, you know, the fact that it's even doing this. Yeah, what did I say about the perspective? It is quite tricky actually trying to determine just where you are. Yeah, I just can't really figure out the perspective. It's all a bit messy actually. It's difficult to actually determine where the sort of edge, what bit you're actually supposed to be walking on. I mean, where am I trying to jump? Right, obviously not there. I think the music, excuse me, to call it music's probably stretching the truth slightly. We'll call it background noise. Yeah, I think the background noise would get on your nerves after a shot. Oh, if I managed to jump there, would get on your nerves a bit. How do we get right? I have no idea. It looks like that coconut went straight through me. As I says, you know, the fact that this is even running a game like this is, you know, is testament to the programmer. But as I've always maintained, you know, arcade games don't always make good home versions. Or what I should say is they don't always make games that are suitable for the home market. Right, come on, one last go. Let's see if we can navigate this. So we want to jump from there onto the green bit like so. I don't know why I changed colour. And you go up there. And you've got to, oh come on, the monkey's got hold of me. Oh, bollocks. Right, listen, that is enough of that. That is Atari 2600 one. Now sticking with Atari, this is the Atari 400/800 version. This looks not too unlike the first C64 one. I'm not sure what's going on with the purple. I mean, the Atari does have an absolutely fantastic colour palette, so I don't know why they couldn't have gone for something slightly kind of more jungly. I've never seen that colour in the jungle before. Monkeys, Yeah, kind of similar to the C64 one, the original C64 one, or the earlier C64 one. Not an awful lot of animation going on there. Now that monkey looks like it can't be arsed. I mean, look at it. It's just sitting there, and then every now and again it nonchalantly flicks a coconut. Alexa, stop! I have no idea why Alexa kicked in there. Now look at the monkey sitting there with utter disdain. Whatever. There you go. Have that. Piss off. Yeah. Now you could excuse a game like this for having pretty awful graphics of a good gameplay, but this has neither. And I'm not really talking about this particular version. I'm talking about the game in general. There you go. We're going to see level 2. Yeah, I can't help but think if this game had come out for the Atari 800 with its elephantine 64K, it probably would have looked a damn sight better. But obviously they were catering for the lower end with the 400. Yeah, look at that monkey. He's just sitting there warming his feet on his barbecue and toasting his marshmallows. Part of me does think that this is just sloppy programming, but then you have to sort of remember this is an early game, and when there is nothing, when nothing has gone before, then people don't expect high standards. So companies could and indeed did get away with putting out some utter shit because it was a new medium, it was a new industry, computers were brand new, so you didn't care if you got this for your Christmas, you'd have been absolutely over the moon. But the thing is, back then, you filled in the gaps. You know, you got a game with crap graphics, crap sound, but you didn't know any different. You'd never seen a PlayStation 4 before, so this was cutting edge. No, saying that, a crap game is still a crap game, but you know, we had far lesser expectations because it was all new. Yeah, let's give it one more go. Yeah, okay, right. That is Atari one. Right, now this is a surprise. The Texas TI 994A, which was my very first computer. Now, yeah, this is rather nice. Yeah, apart from having a tiny midget monkey, look at it. They've really kind of crammed in. They've crammed in the look of the arcade. They've compressed it. They've actually got the same sort of perspective. Now, if I had a game like this on my Texas, I would have probably hung on to it for. I mean, I don't know how long I had my Texas. I reckon I would be lucky if I had it 6 months. I reckon probably even less than that because I had one game for it. But if I'd had games like this, and I mean Donkey Kong on the Texas is a phenomenal game, it really is. And this is really nice. Yeah, there's no animation for the coconuts, but who gives a shit? Doesn't appear to be any monkeys, or are the monkeys going to turn up? What I like about this one is, rather than going for like big chunky sprites, they've gone for really small sprites, which actually gives it a really nice look. Yeah, I don't know why there's no monkeys. Well, let's see if we can make this jump. Hey! we go. Level 2 in the house. Now, if you'd asked me what, you know, if they were bringing this game out for the Texas or the Texas or the, what you call it, the Atari, what one's going to be the best? You would always go for the, you would imagine it's going to be the Atari. But there you go. That's an actually really nice version. Anyway, yeah, that is the Texas TI 9940. Right, next up is, I think this is the second console. You had the TI 2600 one, and this is the second console version. This is the ColecoVision, or ColecoVision, I don't know. Nice and colourful, some decent animation, quite a small looking gorilla, Donkey Kong, whatever it is. Actually, it looks like the monkey's giving us a thumbs up. Rock on, Tommy! Yeah, the coconuts look like coconuts. Well, apart from being orange, they've got little animations. Oh, there we go, you can kick that monkey off the platform. Yeah, again, it's got the same kind of perspective as the arcade one, which is nice. Right, the monkeys appear to be glitching in the matrix. Avoid the coconut and get up for level 2. There we go. Now that sound even sounds a bit like the sound you get when you complete a level in Donkey Kong. Pretty bloody brutal. I can't even speak properly. It's pretty bloody brutal, that wee bit. Look at the speed of them. Are they rhino or something? I think they might be flickering rhinos. That's not something you hear very often. In fact, has anybody ever said that before? Flickering rhinos. Pum 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 pum. Yeah, there is a bit of glitching going on. I think that's... Oh, come on. That was just exactly what I was saying about isometric 3D. I think, yeah, the kind of, you can see there... No, you can't see because I'm not lasting long enough, but yeah, there's a bit of kind of glitching going on. That's obviously more to do with the hardware than kind of sloppy programming. So, yeah, that's the ColecoVision. Let's take a look at one last version. Now this plinky plonky version is MS-DOS with a plethora of options. So we'll go for joystick. Joystick adaptation. Yeah, that's when you have to calibrate joysticks. You kids don't know you're boring. Press spacebar to abort screen. It's all very nice and proper. Abort screen. Right. Good God, it actually looks like you're controlling Chicken Little. Yeah, I think this is this not VG, is this ECG or EGA graphics at their best? Yeah, you're definitely controlling a chick. And you got the little green monkey at the top doing a little kind of dance, doing a bit of line dancing there. All said and done, it does kind of feel like the arcade one. It's got some decent perspective going on. gonna, I mean, I didn't get a PC until when, 1995, but I'd never really considered the PC as being a platform that actually had games. Let's try again. But yeah, I mean, apart from the kind of quite gaudy or garish colour, the graphics aren't actually half bad. Oh, bollocks. Come on, let's try and get to the second level. No! That little tune you get when you die, that kinda reminds me of ER Kung Fu, yeah. Right, come on this time. Come on, keep it together, main meister. Yeah, that's definitely a chicken that you're controlling. Right, anyway, enough of that. Right, okay, I think it's now summary time. Yeah, right, what did we look at? The C64, the first version is god-awful. It's blocky. It just looks terrible, The second one, the 1985 version, is actually really, really nice looking. Really nice. What else have we got? The Atari 800 is mega purple. Not a fan of that, or sorry, I should say the 4/800. Atari 2600 is very basic. It's what you would expect from an old system. What else have we got? The ColecoVision is really, really nice. It looks the part, it plays well. The Texas one is really nice as well. And I have to say, I actually think that the PC or MS-DOS one isn't bad at all. It doesn't look that nice because of kind of gaudy graphics, but I think that's every version. Yeah, I think it is. If I've forgotten one, apologies. So yeah, in reverse order, I am going to go for, in third place, I'm going to go for the 1985 Commodore 64 version. In second place, I'm going to go for, and this is a surprise, I'm going to go for the Texas TI 994A version, which is really a surprise, but that's a nice version. But I think it's got to be the Coleco version. Yeah, definitely. It does look the most authentic, and it plays really well as well. But if I'm being brutally honest, would I really want to play this game? Not at all. I really do think that this was Sega's attempt at dethroning Donkey Kong, or playing Nintendo at their own game, but their own kind of take on Donkey Kong. It's just got too many similarities, but you know, there's a reason Donkey Kong is one of the classic video games and this isn't. But you know what, still nice to play these old games. So anyway guys, listen, if there's a game you would like to see get the Arcade Perfect My Arse treatment, please put your comments down below. And finally, as always, thank you very, very much for watching.